What's up, guys? Hopefully everybody's doing well. Here's a quick video blog on things you need to be a successful wrestler. All right, let's start with the basics. Wrestling shoes. First and foremost, you need proper fitting wrestling shoes. Do not go out there and buy super expensive wrestling shoes and spend hundreds of dollars thinking that the more money you spend on wrestling shoes, the better you're going to be. That is simply not the case. Find a good wrestling shoe, find the one that works for you, and you don't have to spend too much money for that. Second thing, headgear. Get a headgear, whether your coach gives it to you or you can buy one. Regardless of the fact, get a headgear and adjust it so it fits. I have another video on my channel here, and it shows you how to properly adjust the headgear. So check that one out if you need it. You need a headgear that will not fall into your eyes or go onto your face. So proper fitting wrestling shoes, headgear that fits correct as well. And don't forget your singlet, okay? Talk to your coach or go out there and buy a singlet for freestyle tournaments. Make sure you have a proper fitting singlet, nice form fitting, so that you can go out there and wrestle your best and not get tangled up. So those are the three big things. Also too, if you're female, I have 7 or 8 now, actually I have 8 female wrestlers on my team this year, all-time high, fantastic, love it. Make sure that if you have long hair, if you're a female or a male wrestler, or whatever the case may be, whoever's wrestling, if you have long hair, it can't go past the shoulders, so you have to make sure that you tie it up correctly, and it has a form-fitting cap that's regulation, that fits the rule set, that is attached to the headgear. There was some controversy about that last year. Make sure you don't fall into that category. Okay, up next, when you're competing, make sure that you bring your own food. Do not eat Doritos, McDonald's, or huge hero sandwiches or sub sandwiches. Those are not going to be very well, okay? You have to make sure that you're fueling your body correctly. The analogy I often give is your body should be treated like a high-end sports car, say a Lamborghini. If you put 87 octane in it, which is a low-grade fuel, you're not going to perform at your optimal performance, okay? So make sure that you bring food that is nutritious and good for you, okay? That you need to play with and figure out what's going to work for you. If you're at a tournament, don't buy concession stand food, especially not for lunch. If you're not done wrestling, don't buy pizza. Don't buy anything that's going to be too fatty or too heavy on you, because it will 100% affect your performance. And third, for the parents out there listening to this, you might want to bring a bottle of Advil. I know when I wrestled at the national duels out in Oklahoma for Team New York, our team leader, I was complaining that my hip was hurting me. I had some muscle strain. He gave me a couple Advil. I had it administered by an adult, and I was back in the game. So anything like that, all right, once again, make sure your parents are clearing that and they're administering to you that. Do not take that on your own if you're a student athlete, but make sure your diet and if you need maybe Advil or something like that for tournaments or matches, if you're on a prolonged period of time competing, are in check. Okay, third, make sure that your hygiene and safety is correct. It is very important you stay regimented and devoted to the idea that you're going to keep yourself safe and you're going to keep yourself running at an optimal performance. How do you do that? When you get home, like I tell my wrestlers, this could be either after a match or after practice. 100% the first thing you do is get in the shower. Put your clothes in the hamper and have them washed. Do not wear your clothes that you wore the day before in practice, okay? Everything needs to be washed, disinfected, because your sweat, and when you're grappling, you'll have sweat and body fluids from your opponents. They might salivate on you, they might sweat on you, whatever the case may be, and in mixture with yours, it soils your clothes. So do not have a hygiene issue where you're not keeping yourself and your skin safe. Wash immediately when you get home, wash your clothes. What I like to do is put deodorant on before practice or before a match. That's just a little courtesy to your opponent, and it's just the best way to go. You don't want to go out there smelling a certain way. So that's something good. I know for me, I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu now. I brush my teeth. I don't want to have foul breath if I'm out there. Also, too, your fingernails, your claws, cut them. All right, you could scratch people up really bad. Referees will check your fingernails. If they're too long, you got to clip them. Or, as I tell some of my kids, if we can't find the clipper, you got to bite them. They have to be at regulation size. My fingernails are almost always at a very short length. That's just the way I prefer it. And if for whatever reason you have some sort of psoriasis or a skin issue that is recovering and you are now cleared to wrestle as another hygiene issue, bring a doctor's note so that you don't get yourself jammed up from the referee and possibly suspended or disqualified from the competition. Okay, finally, the fourth item here, a little more abstract conceptual here, okay? Make sure that you dedicate yourself to the sport. You cannot expect full-time results with part-time work ethic or part-time investment. You have to dedicate yourself 1,000%. And I promise you, you will go from the low level, beginner, novice, and you can get to expert, and you can go higher and higher. As much as you dedicate yourself, it will return itself in dividends, okay? Make sure that you're in practice, you're working hard, you're listening to your coach, okay? Trust your coach. They've been there, done that. They know the sport, all right? They should. If you have a good coach, listen to them. They'll bring you really far, okay? Don't give up in practice. Don't dog sprints, okay? Make sure that you're running 100%. Little side note story here. When I was in college, there was a good friend of mine. His name is John Cummings. He's actually a local coach, not far from the area I'm coaching in now. And we used to jokingly call him Dan Gable because he would always be working so hard. He'd be the hardest worker in the room. He would never lose sprints. In his mind, he had to win every sprint. He was an All-American because of it. And he continued to have a really good wrestling career. Awesome guy in my college wrestling room. Love him. And then the last thing here, all right, make sure you're coachable. Be coachable. Let your coach guide you, okay? Don't be obstructive. Don't butt heads with them, okay? And you will go far.